I'd say with Cam, just his overall knowledge of the game. He was a kid that when we got was very, very raw. So just learning football, learning about the offense, learning about the scheme, playing different spots along the front. I think at first it seemed like a lot, and you just see him more comfortable up front. And the more he's out there, the better he's going to get. I think he has a high ceiling, and I think he's going to be a really good player.
Him and Sam producing more snaps last game. Did you see something a little bit different from the pass rush when they were in there? What were your thoughts on that?
They brought a little juice. I thought that they played good. Sam, he's been doing a lot of good things. He had some injuries earlier in camp, so it kind of got him off to a late start in the fall. But once he got back healthy, he just did a bunch of stuff he's been doing in practice. So it was good to see those guys fresh and being able to affect the quarterback.
Lincoln talked last week just about kind of how it was an emphasis for this program moving forward to just develop more talent on the pass rush. For you, kind of moving forward, how important is it to get some of those young guys, snapped for the rest of this year to kind of see how they develop in that regard?
It's huge, because you definitely want to know what you have before the season ends. But then also just from a development standpoint, there's a handful of those kids that are going to be a big part of our team next year. Some of them could be starters. So the more playing time they can get now, the more they can get those mistakes out now, the better.
Coach Riley talked about Cam and Sam proving that they can rush the passer in practice, but needing to take a step forward in other areas. What are those other areas, and how have you seen them develop?
Run game, it still starts with stopping the run. And just things like, your assignments. There's small things up front where, you get certain block reactions like, we need you to be here. And then there's times where you have a little bit more freedom, but it's just making sure that, you're doing what you're supposed to do and that you're not hurting the defense. But again, like the more they're out there, they have a better understanding of the scheme, and I trust them completely.
If Vance or Covington or Ramsey or a few of the other cornerbacks can't go, what did you see from them from your backups on Friday's game and confidence level at the end of Saturday?
There was definitely some stuff to clean up. It was good to get those guys reps. They've had reps, but it's playing DB and going in there for 15 to 20 plays is completely different than going in there for an entire game. So it was good to see just some communication stuff, some alignment stuff, some, hey, we've seen this play 3 times, you need to recognize it by now. And the more they're out there, the more they're going to see, the faster they're going to play. So we're not exactly sure how it's going to shake out. We'll have a better idea at the end of the week, but whoever's out there, we're going to roll with.
What are the challenges, but also added values of facing an offense that takes that many snaps a game as you guys saw on Friday?
Reps for guys. The more game reps you can get, the better. We knew it would be a game like that to an extent and didn't know how much. You obviously want to get off the field as quick as you can, but we felt like we had some guys that got a lot of good reps, and some of those guys are going to continue to get those reps. Some of those guys, because of us getting guys back, aren't. So it was good that they got those reps in that game.
What can a winning streak do to end the regular season for recruiting?
I think just anytime you win, it solves all issues. I think the more we can win, the more we can, really to show the direction that we're going, and even in some of the losses that we've had, I think it's big to make sure we're showing that we're going in the right direction.
When Elijah Hughes wasn't playing earlier in the season, what was your message to him each week? What were you kind of challenging him with?
Same thing with all the other guys, just keep on doing what you're doing. There's only so many guys who are playing. It's not anything that he was or wasn't doing. Just keep on getting better every single day in practice, because you don't know when your number's going to be called. And when it is called, the standard doesn't change. We expect you to do the same thing. At that point, you're a starter now.
And how's he played these last couple weeks in your eyes?
He's played good. He's been in the backfield. He's affected the quarterback some. He's been solid in the run game. There's some things he needs to be more consistent with, but just like all those other guys, the more he's out there, the better he's going to keep on getting.
At least in the second half against Rutgers, it's like you guys ran a little bit softer coverage at times. If you agree, was that a function of just the amount of injuries in the secondary? What was kind of the thinking there?
A combination of things. Some of it was the calls. Some of it was we were struggling covering them at times, and some of it was we needed to be a little bit tighter and just weren't. So it was all the above.
Jed Fish's offense has given USC some trouble the past couple of seasons. What have you seen from him, and what does he do well as a head coach?
He's a very good play caller. We got a chance to play him this past year. He does a very good job marrying up the run game and the pass game. He does a good job with the way he sequences his plays, has a play caller. He keeps you on your heels. I think he's a heck of a coach.
How do you process a day where you guys face so many third downs last Friday that you get a lot of stops but also give up a lot of conversions?
Just go back, watch the tape, and then I just coach the tape, So that's just more in third downs to coach off of.
With Gavin Meyer, I mean, he's clearly playing through a lot, and he goes out there every day, and he's working so hard. What impact has he had, and just how impressed with Gavin have you been?
Super impressed. I mean, I think he has a knee, he has an elbow, he has a hand, and whether he misses in practice or not, when it comes to game day, he's always out there, and he's always going to give it his all, and he's always doing what he's supposed to do. And everyone on the team sees that, and I've just been impressed for a guy that wasn't here all spring, just how respected he is on the team right now.
Let's do one more.
What example do you hope that sets for some of the younger guys?
Again, just how to work, it's everything he does. It's how he takes notes, it's how he prepares, it's how he's out here before practice, it's the stuff he does after practice. I think he's a perfect example of, how to be a pro.